Hi, my name is Kiara, and I want to talk with you guys about society and how the impact of each social class makes the rest feel. I'm not sure if we are all aware, but the social class, particularly the high class, tends to look down on the lower class. But then you can ask yourself, how do I know if I'm considered lower class? Well, society has labeled the lower class as people who do not have a good job or a college degree, and are mostly seen as people who do nothing useful with their lives. And people tend to associate them with homeless people. Now, moving on to middle class, you have people who have great jobs or who are working mediocre jobs, but they are not always looked down upon on because they have some way to associate with the upper class and may have something in common. That could be a sport they like or music, and those are just some of the things that they might have in common. Now, the upper class, as we all tend to label them, is like the bad kids in school, the tough kids, the ones who are portrayed to act like nothing can be said or done because they have money or a higher education, and they feel as if they should be treated different or special because of that. And they like to call it special privilege. So they tend to believe that they cannot get in trouble because of their actions, simply because they believe that their education is important or useful in society, or as a matter of fact in the community. And this really makes the lower class feel bad because you might not always have the opportunities that the others were given. For instance, some might have better opportunities because it was handed down from their families, and not everyone had that same opportunity. Although we all want to provide for a better life, not only for us but for our families, we and it's always a struggle to do better because, like I just mentioned, we don't always have that opportunity handed down to us, and we don't really have someone who we can rely on for, as it being emotionally, physically, or money wise. And this can bring us down because we all want to do our best for our families, but we don't have that opportunity. And we're not saying that the upper class is like this all the time, that are they try putting down people, but that's just what you really see nowadays in society and in the community. And this not only brings us down because they are setting us up for failure, because one, they are not willing to help us, and two, we are being surrounded by an environment where you're not expected. well you're we're being surrounded in a community where they don't accept us, and honestly just being judged by who you are and where you were born, as in the family you were born in. And even the labels that they have chosen for as lower class, middle class, and higher class is already having an impact on the matter, on the subject. But how can you tell whether or not you are lower class, middle class, or high class? Because we can all portray to be something that we are not, and we tend to judge a book by its cover. It may be cheesy, but it's honestly very, very true. We cannot pretend to be something or someone who we are not simply by dressing up as a character or as someone who is part of the upper class society and someone who society may look up to. Well, that's all I wanted to share with you guys today. I hope I informed you guys a little bit about what's going on in society nowadays and how our social classes are feeling.